The storm that Cody had never anticipated rolled in quietly, like a shadow spreading across the porch of his strangely quiet house in Flagstaff. The sun hung low on the horizon, pumping long, dying beams across a house that had once rung with laughter, pandemonium, and a rainbow of merged family life. Silence was all that remained now. Once a vast web of wives, children, and aspirations founded on common belief and tenuous vows, the Brown clan had disintegrated into disjointed memories. Left were shadows of betrayal, shards of remorse, and a document that now seared in Cody's shaking palm. And just when he believed the anarchy was at an end. It was a lawsuit, official, icy, and surgically accurate. Delivered by the attorney for Aurora Sullivan, it made Cody Brown the defendant in a land battle that would raise the lid on secrets dug up years ago. Aurora, legally of age now, wasn't merely inquiring, she was litigating. Her charge: exclusive ownership of a contested parcel of Flagstaff property. How did it come to this? Let's rewind. Back in 2020, Robin had begged Cody to hold the land in Aurora's name. "You're her father now," she insisted, wrapping her arms around him with tear-filled eyes. "Just sign it. It's for her protection." Cody, blinded by love and loyalty, signed the paperwork without so much as glancing at the fine print. That signature, once offered as a gesture of trust, now felt like a noose tightening around his future. But here's where the plot thickens. That property was originally bought with funds from the Coyote Pass Fund of the family, a fund worth more than $450,000 now. Cody read through the documents once more, eyes narrowing by page. The trap was evident. His signature hadn't conveyed ownership to Aurora outright, but it had conveyed legal control. Robin's attorney was now supporting Aurora's suit, charging Cody with not only mismanagement, but also with creating irreparable harm to the property. And that's when the betrayal cut deeper than anything Meri, Christine, or Janelle ever did to him. This was no misunderstanding. This was planned. The news went public, and the internet erupted. Meri and Janelle did not keep quiet. Meri, the always calm one, delivered quiet rage in an Instagram live. Sometimes people build their lives on lies, but when those lies hurt others, that's inexcusable. Janelle, never one to mince words, was even cruder. "Robin was playing chess while the rest of us played house," she sneered, her tone bitter. "Cody broke away from us for her, and now her daughter's suing him." But things would only get worse from there. Behind the closed doors, Cody's outrage became fury. He accosted Robin, his voice raw and cracking. "You lied to me. You told me this was for Aurora's protection. You never said she'd have the whole deed." Robin, tear-swollen eyes wide with indignation, attempted to plead her case. "You wanted her kept safe. I did what any mother would. She's your daughter as well." But Cody had heard enough. "This was your scheme all along. You manipulated me." The argument went off the rails. Robin accused Cody of controlling her. Cody shot back, accusing Robin of plotting to leave wealth to her biological children while the rest of the Brown family was forgotten. Although the cameras faded during the angry exchange, sources said a chilling quote was picked up on a boom mic. "If I had known you'd use Aurora to sue me, I never would have signed anything." But then, Aurora herself did speak, and what she did say sent shockwaves. "This isn't personal," she said in a statement through her attorney. "I'm doing what's right to secure what I was promised." Her voice was cold, businesslike, but the damage was done. Viewers weren't buying it. Online critics excoriated Robin, accusing her of using Aurora as a shield to execute a deliberate financial heist. Even Christine's own daughter, Isabel, had an opinion. Her TikTok turned into a viral sensation. "We gave up everything for the family dream," she said, "but now it's clear that dream was always only for Robin's family." And the man in the middle of it all? Cody was barely recognizable. In his final, brutally candid interview, he sat by himself, unkempt, worn out, and utterly shattered. "I have no idea who I am anymore," he admitted. "I thought I was creating something that would stand the test of time, but it turns out that I had built it on sand. Robin was meant to be my sanctuary. Now she's the one turning me in." His voice trembled. "I lost everything for her, my wives, my children, and now her daughter is suing me. And just when you think it can't possibly get worse, it does." TLC closed down all Brown family business operations pending the lawsuit. Cody now had to worry not only about financial meltdown, but also about potentially being held liable for paying legal expenses on a lawsuit brought against him by his own stepdaughter. Robin's adroitly constructed public image destroyed, and she was left in the wreckage, alone. But wait, there's more. Christine and Janelle had reached their limit. They teamed up to pen a tell-all memoir called Escape the Brown Illusion: Legal Battles, Deception, and Lost Love. Meanwhile, Robin's life was still in shambles. Formerly the queen of what appeared to be a thriving household, she now floated through her mansion like a spectre. No laughter, no holidays, just silence. Even her children started asking questions. "Is that true?" Brianna demanded, looking her mother straight in the eye. "Did you get Aurora to steal Dad's money?" Robin reached out, her hands shaking. "I was only trying to help her." But Brianna moved away. "You said that when you had Dad, too." In Christine's corner, the rage burned hotter than ever. She summoned an emergency Zoom with Janelle and Meri, her voice firm but angry. "I'm not going to let Robin redefine our history anymore. She drove me out, stole Cody from us, and now she's going to steal from us what little we had left." "No." Janelle nodded sternly. "I knew it. The minute she wept in that driveway and said, 'I didn't want this,' she wanted it all." Christine did act. She went and called a civil litigation lawyer and requested that the Coyote Pass Fund be completely audited, accusing Robin of using community money to purchase land for her biological children and deceiving the family during meetings. And as the dust receded, one picture stayed seared into minds. Cody Brown, alone at the top of Coyote Pass, with wind, silence, and a long-dead dream. The legacy that he attempted to create, shattered by the same people that he believed he could most trust. Just when the dust seemed ready to settle, Christine made a move that shocked everyone, supporting Cody in court. "Yeah, he's a narcissist," she admitted to reporters with a smirk. "But I'll be damned if Robin walks away from this inferno she started with the insurance money in her pocket." The power dynamics shifted overnight. For TLC, the controversy had boiled over. Sponsors were threatening to leave. Fans clogged social media with calls for explanations. The network could no longer keep quiet. In a rare public release, TLC stated, "We are rethinking our production schedule and carefully reviewing the legal issues surrounding the Brown family. Transparency is our highest priority, both for the families and for our viewers." But beneath that surface declaration, something much more incendiary was cooking in the background. TLC commissioned a 2-part uncensored special, The Last Confession. It was no typical reunion. All the cast members, Meri, Janelle, Christine, Aurora, and yes, even Robin, sat down separately, one at a time, unmoderated, uncensored. No off-camera interventions would take place. The cameras were rolling and nobody was shielded anymore. The tagline told it all. What started as a family ends with reckoning. And for the very first time, the Brown kids, usually relegated to the periphery, stepped right into the fray. Hunter, Madison, and Gwen let loose their outrage on the internet, each one denouncing Robin for making Cody a puppet, saying that she had manipulated the legal system for herself. Garrison, still sorely missed by his siblings, was remembered in silence. Gabe's post, brief but withering, cut through the din. "You always said you loved each one of us like your own, so what happened?" And Aurora's admission, a TikTok taken in a poorly lit room, her face ashen, her voice shaking. This is not what I expected it to be, she said, fighting back tears. I was informed the lawsuit would keep me safe, that it belonged to me. But now I don't even know if anything was ever real. She shut down the comments. But that didn't keep the world away. Within 48 hours, her video reached 8 million views. And meanwhile, Cody, unshaven, sleepless, battered, sat again on top of Coyote Pass, the spot he had once hoped would bring his family together. He had not slept in 48 hours. His eyes were sunken. Grey hairs now flecked his beard. Looking straight into the last TLC camera, he said, I don't even know what love is anymore. I thought it was sacrifice, then obedience. But perhaps it's just knowing when you're being used and walking away before you lose everything. He took a crumpled piece of paper out of his pocket. It was Aurora's. I still love you, but I have to protect myself now. I'm sorry. The finale of the special hung over them, and the atmosphere was changed. Gritty, bleak. No longer were there the slick couches and scripted grins of previous seasons. This wasn't a reunion. It was a reckoning. The studio was bare bones. No audience, no applause, no energy prompts from producers. Only harsh lighting, a single camera crew, and solemn security guards at each door. This was not entertainment anymore. It was an open surgery of betrayal. Meri was first, calm, collected, but each word seared like acid. My greatest regret, she echoed into the camera. Allowing them to render me invisible. I pleaded to be noticed. I pleaded for room. But when Robin screamed more loudly, I receded. And then so did Janelle and Christine, and now Cody screams. Because the home he built from Robin's tears is now on fire. She produced a yellowed letter, one Cody had written in 2019, redefining their marriage as strictly spiritual. You were done with me, she spat, long before you had the courage to tell me so. Then nothing. The screen went dark. No music, no commercials, just 5 seconds of silence. Then Christine appeared. But she wasn't here to vent. She was here with a folder, thick with receipts, financial records, screenshots, court papers, the whole story. We were all paid the same by TLC, she explained. We split property taxes evenly. Then Robin started siphoning money, medical expenses, college funds, mortgage payments, and look where that mansion came from. She slapped the folder on the table. She built that mansion on our kids' backs, and now she's letting her daughter sue the man who got her there. She stopped. I dislike Cody, but this is repulsive. Earlier in the day, Christine's lawyers had formally filed a civil complaint, co-signed by Meri and Janelle, calling for an itemized audit of family finances and the return of the misused money. And then came the most surprising moment, Aurora's solo interview. Her arrival altered everything. No makeup, no glow, just a young woman who appeared much too tired for her years. She sat in stunned silence. I signed something I didn't know, she admitted. Mum said it was to protect me. It would protect me. She waved a printed email from Robin, dated 2021. But I didn't know it would destroy everything else. Her voice wavered. I don't hate Cody. He did things wrong, but he tried. If I had known all of this, I don't think I ever would have sued. I think Mum manipulated me. She wept, got up, and walked off stage. The camera lingered on the vacant chair for 5 long seconds. Then Robin. Her entrance was stiff, her makeup perfect. But as she looked at the stack of evidence on the table, Meri's letter, Christine's papers, Aurora's email, the cracks showed right away. This isn't fair, she breathed. The host didn't flinch. Did you knowingly place the property in Aurora's name without fully informing Cody of the possible ramifications? Robin hesitated. He knew. He signed. He wanted to protect her. Then the host read straight from Cody's deposition. I had no idea the property would be turned over completely to Aurora. I trusted Robin. I never saw the fine print. Robin exploded. "He's lying. They're all lying. They've disliked me since day one." Her voice cracked. Tears flowed. "This is revenge, not truth." There was, however, no audience to reassure her. No applause, no empathetic edit. Just silence. She stormed off set. Not even the crew budged. And finally, Cody came back to the camera, alone. Hands shaking, eyes glazed over, he stared straight into the lens. "I messed up," he said. "I trusted the wrong individual. I forgot who built this life. Christine, Janelle, Meri. I left my children for a dream that didn't exist." He took off his wedding ring, silently laid it on the table. "I believed that love can justify everything, but now I realize love can also destroy everything." The camera went out, and then the last twist. Within days of the show's airing, Cody and Aurora quietly settled their differences out of court. No trial, no more public spectacle. Sources confirmed that Cody relinquished any claim to the Flagstaff property. Robin, for her part, forfeited all rights to Coyote Pass and gave up future profits on TLC's Sister Wives franchise. But the tale didn't end there. Christine, Meri, and Janelle's civil suit went on. And in a surprise twist, even the TLC handed over company documents to back up the case. The empire had finally fallen. Robin's public reputation did not merely crack, it disintegrated overnight. Brand sponsorship fell away. Her previously devoted fan sites turned into shaming campaigns. Even her own children gradually pulled away from the growing controversy. And then it finally happened. TLC revealed that Sister Wives would not be renewed for another season. The last episode didn't conclude with a nice reunion or optimistic goodbye. It dissolved into a slow-motion pan of deserted Coyote Pass, wind blowing through dust and shattered dreams. But the tale wasn't finished unfolding. Weeks following the finale, bookstores nationwide carried a new title, Unraveled, The Internal Disintegration of Sister Wives, written by Janelle and Christine Brown, with introductions by Madison Brown Brush and Gwen Brown. Its cover told it all. A solitary, broken polygamist ring in the red dirt of Coyote Pass. The book tour? Promotion wasn't what it was about. It was an act of public reckoning. Interview after interview, panel after panel, laid the family's polished image bare to cold fact. Christine did not pull punches on Good Morning America. Robin always played the victim, she declared, but behind the scenes, she pulled every string financially. Janelle leaned forward, and Cody didn't just enable it, he enabled it. He let her hurt our kids. As long as he felt loved, he didn't care who paid the price. And then there was the voice no one expected, Meri. Quietly, so for a long time, usually perceived as complacent, she amazed the fanbase with two big announcements. A solo memoir contract and the full restoration of her bed and breakfast, now renamed as a refuge for women healed from spiritual abuse. But her biggest bombshell came during a live stream that reached more than 500,000 viewers. "I used to believe being quiet was being loyal," she told them, firm and serious, "but being loyal without truth, that is slavery." And with that, she joined the civil suit Christine and Janelle had brought against Robin and Cody publicly. Robin, meanwhile, whose public life had vanished overnight, took her Twitter and Instagram accounts private. No tweets, no Instagrams, nothing, until it leaked. A mysterious Reddit post appeared, reportedly a former legal assistant who worked with Aurora on her lawsuit. Included was a 20-page chain of internal emails, subsequently verified to be genuine by TLC. Among the shocking discoveries, Robin had been teaching Aurora how to couch her words for maximum emotional impact. Months prior to the property transfer even occurred, Robin already had lawyers consulted, behind Cody's back. And most damning of all, perhaps, one email stated, "Cody doesn't have to know everything. He trusts me. When he believes he's in charge, he's easier to control." the internet erupted. Cody, caught off guard, lost it. After being snubbed by mainstream outlets, he did an unrestrained, uncensored interview with a low-level independent reporter. "Everybody thought I was the mastermind," he growled. "I wasn't. I was the pawn. I let her into our accounts. I thought we were creating something. Turned out I was assisting her in creating hers." But he didn't stop there. Days later, he released a Dropbox folder filled with personal files, emails, notes, voice recordings. One included a fridge message Christine had written in 2019. Another was a voice memo of Robin mocking Christine's back pain. "Let them go," Cody said. "They never loved me. They never supported me. I'll raise my kids in peace." The public mood shifted abruptly. The fans who previously empathized with Robin now perceived her as the mastermind of the collapse, and Cody as the blinded facilitator. The betrayal stung, particularly to the Brown children. Isabel confessed in a tearful vlog. "I didn't speak to my dad for 9 months after my surgery because he wouldn't visit, but he assisted Robin's daughter in suing him. What does that indicate?" Gabe posted a voicemail of Cody pleading with him not to turn the other kids against Robin. Gwen took to TikTok. Robin weaponized guilt and tears, and every single time Dad rewarded her for it. "I'm just glad the lies are finally unraveling." Even Aurora, distraught and alone, finally spoke out on Instagram. "I never meant to hurt anyone. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm sorry." Her page disappeared hours later. And then there was the legal turning point. Janelle, Meri, Christine, they came forward as one. As more and more evidence accumulated, their civil suit proceeded at a rapid pace. Christine was intense on the stand, describing the manipulation, the redirection of joint funds, and how Cody and Robin redirected family money into their own pockets. Janelle wept on the stand, remembering that she spent her retirement to pay for the family's move to Flagstaff, only to be informed she had no legal right to anything. And what about Meri? The most subdued wife had arguably the most powerful words. "Robin once told me, if you can't adapt to this family, you'll be left behind." Turns out she rewrote the rules and left us all out. By this time, the courtroom drama had made international headlines. The Sister Wives subreddit surpassed 1 million members. Netflix started making bids for a documentary. Podcasts broke down each leaked message, each testimony, each tidbit. Despite the official decision not yet being in, public opinion was unanimous. Robin abused trust, money, family, and Cody, he allowed it. Justice, truth, validation. For Christine, Meri, and Janelle, those were finally within their grasp. TLC, looking for a redemption of its own, unveiled its latest limited docuseries, Escaping the Dream: Life After Sister Wives. With never-before-seen courtroom moments, exclusive family tapes, and off-camera candor, it vowed to lay bare the truth the cameras never exposed.